Komorragh was originally the greatest of the Webway port cities, impossibly vast and able to transport a fleet to any of the most vital planets of the Eldari Empire by virtue of its many portals. Because of the access it granted to the far-flung corners of real space, this mighty metropolis was reckoned to be the most important location in the entire Webway. It was too valuable to the Eldari as a whole to belong to any single aspect of their empire, and so it existed outside the jurisdiction of the great Eldari councils of that time. Precisely because of its autonomy, the Webway city port quickly became a magnet for those that wished their deeds to remain hidden from prying eyes. The realm of Komorragh expanded unstoppably as wealth flowed across its borders. It spread outward into the void, consuming other Webway port cities, private estates, and sub-realms with each new expansion. It grew ever larger and more impressive as it fed on their plundered resources. Unseen, the dilettante lords who ruled Komorragh's spires and dens of vice grew in status alongside their adoptive city, initiating more and more of the Eldari species into their shadowy creeds. Deep in the Webway after the fall, the groups of pleasure cult survivors came together and laid the foundations of the vast new subrealm that they named Komorragh, the Dark City, which was built on the foundation of the ancient Eldari port city within the Webway of the same name that had lain outside the jurisdiction of all the Eldari authorities of their lost empire. As more and more Eldari survivors from other sub-realms in the Webway began to arrive, they soon added their own regions to the new realm, slowly making it even larger and more heavily populated until it became what it is today, a vast domain, an infernal city of suffering and death. To this day, the Drukhari raid and pillage the galaxy at large from their hidden subrealms in the Webway, sowing as much misery and destruction as possible and stealing away millions of captive slaves to their lairs within the Dark City to be exploited for their own horrible ends. They are experts in the techniques of torture, as well as mental and physical degradation, as the longer a Drukhari can drag out the torture of a slave, the more psychic nourishment they can take from him or her. A Drukhari who has recently fed upon the suffering of others shines with a cold and startling aura of power, their physical form restored to beautiful, youthful perfection, even as their soul rots within its pristine shell. One who is not allowed to partake of such dark psychic energies for long enough will eventually become a physical shadow of their former beauty, desperately hunting for a taste of misery to stave off the gnawing thirst in the depths of their own withered soul. If a traveler were somehow to breach Komorragh's ruining wards, they would first bear witness to the Dark City's tributary realms, shimmering and distorting around it. One minute, these vassal domains glimmer in the distance. The next, they loom so close that their palaces and minarets can be seen by the naked eye. To venture unheralded past these satellite realms is to invite destruction. Many large and territorial cabals of Drukhari reside within their twisted geometries, deadly pirate bands of pitiless warriors who live only to inflict pain on others and will suffer no intrusion on their realms. Worse things lurk in their crooked shadows, or swoop swiftly and silently through the air above in their never-ending hunt for prey. These are the hidden domains in which the Drukhari enact their vile rites and devilish schemes. Their origins lie in the tumultuous times that preceded the fall as the cults of excess began to thrive. Their private realms in the webway flourished unseen until the largest of their number grew powerful enough to threaten Komorach itself. How typical that the humans should rely upon crude technology to protect them. How fitting that we, the Dark Eldar, should kill them where they feel safest. From Kregeth of the Slaughtered Heart. Drukhari, like most Eldar kindreds, make use of advanced technology, including anti-gravity devices, dark matter weaponry, nanotechnology, and psychic artifacts. While they do make use of psychic devices, they do not any longer use psychic powers themselves, because of the danger that interacting with the warp brings for those whose souls are desired by Slaanesh. Psykers are treated as playthings in Komorah, and given the twisted, sadistic nature of the Drukhari, this necessarily involves pain and torment for them. Though it is manufactured rather than physically grown from the hardened substance of the warp like the wraithbone implements of the craft world Eldari, the Drukhari weaponry is just as technologically advanced as that of their more benevolent counterparts. When it comes to war, the Drukhari are veritable artists. Their technology is refined to the point that some of its effects appear as nothing less than magical to less advanced intelligent species like humanity. Their infinite, if infinitely dark, imaginations and sheer skill have led them down a sinister path. Their favorite weapons can set every nerve ending afire with pain, dark light beams, whips that bleed acid, and eldritch soul traps. They are so confident of their own abilities that their lightweight suits of body armor incorporate bladed plates not only for protection, but also to provide them with yet another weapon to inflict pain. The warriors of Komorah are well versed in the physiology and anatomies of all the other starfaring species of the galaxy, knowledge that is used to inflict the maximum amount of pain, suffering, and death. They employ a number of handheld weapons designed to eviscerate, lacerate, and incise at close quarters. Although varying wildly in design and use, all employ a similar technology in their construction. They are built from very lightweight materials, with blades honed to a molecular edge capable of cutting through even ceramite armor plating when sufficient force is employed. Weapons incorporating powerful shock fields have also been recovered by Imperial forces, and these devices utilize an energy generation and transference systems as yet beyond the comprehension of human tech adepts.